All right. Back online. Back to the stream. Okay, waiting for the Simul. So if you guys want to take part in the Simul, those of you who are Twitch subscribers, you can challenge me, okay? 45, 45, 60, 60, time controls is fine. But preferably with the increment, yeah, because I need the increment. Okay. Yeah, look at these bullet results, yeah? I lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games. 10 games out of the last 13 games. Before that, I did pretty well. Yeah, this was my start of the bullet, as you can see. Actually, it's also a disaster, yeah? But at some point, I started playing well. Here, like here, yeah? Beat some grandmasters. Yeah, then of course, you know, a lot of those games were also getting flagged, so that's okay. All right, waiting for the challenges. Let's see. Are there any events in progress? I haven't actually looked at the women's games at all. So, wait. Oh, so Ju Jun wins the title because she beats her compatriot in the last game. So Ju Jun wins the title. So Lei Tingji is now ex-world champion, and Ju Jun is a new champion. Okay. Oh my god, guys, remember we spoke about this, yes? I actually played this line with, oh my god, in the Rapids, yeah, remember? But I played A4, B5. Okay, but this is Note to Boom reversed. This is Note to Boom reversed, which is, with the tempo up, it's very good for white, of course. Yes, I'm surprised she didn't play Rook A2, because you cannot grab the pawn. Yes, because of the pin. But apparently she wanted to force the matter. Ah, okay. Okay, so she thought she can protect the pawn on b5 and should be able to, so what happened? But this is definitely wrong. You should not be, this is not correct. Because it cannot be good, yeah? This move cannot be good. Yes, Mato, this is crazy line, but bishop c5 with the idea of taking on b5, yes. So rook b1. Now rook a3 is very likely. Bishop b4 is probably a big mistake. Probably just take, yeah. And why is this? Oh, you have to see c3. Ah. And c2, and rook cannot stop the pawn. Ah, wow. These two moves are critical. Because otherwise you just give a check and play c3 and you win the game, yeah? Pretty much. So that's what they missed. Okay. And e5, this does not look good, because knight f5, and now she's losing the pawn, because the bishop goes here, check, take, attacking the bishop. So bishop f8, and take on b5. But this is weak. White still has a rook. Without rooks, this is draw. But white has a rook on board, which makes the whole difference. Now this is extremely unpleasant. Knight b1, very strong. Knight goes to c3 to attack this pawn. And this... Now the knights are untouchable because they protect each other. And this pawn is gonna fall. Yeah, this is gonna be a big problem for black. Yeah, she doesn't take it because of rook d3. Right? And this is already very sketchy. Probably not a win. So I'm curious, what is white plan? Why rook c1? Because she wants to play knight f4 and capture it with a knight. But yeah, white needs to keep the rooks on board, for sure. Yeah, now... 2 horses versus 1 rook. Sounds like a winning advantage, yeah? Very slow. Knights protecting each other, protecting the pawn. Black is trying to trade. But because these pawns exist, yeah, it's very hard for black to do anything. Yeah, but if you don't trade the rook with the rooks, it's even easier for white. With the rooks, it's even easier for white to win this. Should have traded the rook, I think. Yeah. Well, great technical game. Hello, Mr. I hate sleeping. Yeah, so... Yeah, it was pretty a weird match. So just one game decides everything. They had a lot of technical positions. So Ju and Jun won a very important 8 game and she equalized the match, and now she won this game and she won the match. And she won this game with the no to boom reversed. Yeah, this is bloody amazing. It's very funny because I just played this line, yeah? Except I didn't trade the bishops, but I played this line against oh my god, what's his name? He played the finals with Lazavik. They had 5 draws, and then in Armageddon draw, and Lazavik qualified because he drew with black in Armageddon. Sam Sivian, okay? Yeah, so... Yeah, it's interesting. They probably got the inspiration from that, because... Yeah. Probably, I have a feeling, you know, they got a little bit of inspiration from my rapid match, because it's July 21st, it was like 3 days ago. Yeah. Yeah, because notable reverse, you know, white gets a very important extra tempo. Yeah, but I wanted to see this position. Yeah, okay. Just one more time. So castles, knight d2, rook c8, queen c2, c4. Apparently is not correct. Had to play e5. The threat is e4, you have to play e4. And now you play c4. Rook fc1 and bishop b4. Yeah, with the idea of c3. So this is the crazy position, because d4, queen c4. So take, knight g5. And this looks like it should be equal, but it's not so simple. Knight c5. What is the idea? If you take, probably queen somewhere attacking the knight, yeah? Yeah, queen attack the knight because you need to protect the rook to hit this guy. Huh, and queen f7 actually is the crazy. Knight b6 is also playable, but I kind of like white's position here. Queen a3, c3, knight takes c4, so e3 first, and now c3, and what is this position? I think black has to be extremely careful here. you have to be extremely careful. So probably really try to trade, but if you trade, white still gets this very dangerous pass pawn. Guarantees white the advantage, yeah? So, okay, so she plays c4, bishop c3, and now e5 had to be played because you don't have e4 anymore. So I think rook b1 makes a lot of sense to try to push these guys. Here, if king f1. And the question is, what is this position? Is this a threat? Actually, it looks like black can do some damage here, yeah? So maybe h3, e4, bishop knight d4, and then knight c5, a5, knight d3. I think it's b6. Yeah, but you see the val, yeah, it's gone up. There is no attack for black. There is no attack, nothing. Queen e5, if you can get your queen to e5, you are better. No, you're not better, but there is no way to get the queen there. That's the problem. Yeah. All right, Simul time. Okay, guys, let's do the Simul. Hey, Maro, you can challenge me, yeah? So, accepting all the friendships. Are there any? I don't see any challenges. Okay. So who is Will? 1893. Yeah, Simul for the Twitch subscribers, guys. Okay, just small caveat. Yes, Mr. Brand Jace. So who is Will 1893? Raise your hand in the chat. Magic Intuition. You still have the star. Say hello, please. Yeah. Oh, Mr. Will 3 days. No, 3 days is... No, I don't play 3 days. It's a Simul game right now. I managed, okay. Alright. The Simul has started. People will join later, I guess. So you're learning the London system. Okay. Let's practice it together, shall we? C5 looks reasonable. I don't think notable works in this scenario because bishop on f4 is in the wrong place. In the notable, the bishop goes to b2, right? And he protects this whole pawn chain. This one. The bishop on f4 doesn't do much for the notable line, but it's a consideration for sure. There's always stuff like that. Woo. Не, пока не надо, я еще не хочу аппетит перебивать. Я хочу твой супчик потом съесть. Yeah. You know, as I get older, I realize the benefit of the, you know, more liquid-based food. Like, you know, the soups, yeah? One of the interesting French things is that for some reason they have this very popular expression, you know, onion soup, yeah? It's kind of weird. I don't even know where that came from, but in there was a very famous movie about Zaza, yeah, and at one point, you know, all these, there's a lot of nonsense going on, a lot of crazy stuff, and at some point they all stop and say, okay, let's go eat onion soup. Yeah, that was that was ridiculously funny, but it's such a French thing to do. I mean, of course, you know, they have the consommé, right? It's the English version of the soup, but it's not exactly like it's a consommé, yeah. It's pretty much pure liquid. And in Russia, of course, the soups are where you have a lot of liquid, but also a lot of other things. So it's a whole mix. So, you know, that's why I kind of like soups these days, because, you know, you can have different kind of soups and they're all different. And pretty tasty, but also very good for your stomach health, yeah? It's not fast food, for sure. And any liquid with nutrients is great, yeah, because it's getting absorbed like really well. So manage the thinking. Do we get more challenges while he's thinking? Nope. Okay. So I wonder what happened. Where did Mr. Dillman go? He was here in the channel. He's gonna come and play. Not sure. Guess people will join later. So C3, okay. Yeah. All right, so probably again, the easiest way to play this position is just to take on D4 and transpose into this Caro-Kann for black. It's pretty reasonable. Maybe a little bit advantage for white, but you know, it's very little. Yeah, so the question for black is like where to develop the bishop, f5 or g4. I think f5 maybe is a little bit safer, but g4 is also okay because the idea is to go to h5, g6, especially white plays bishop d3. The only way to play bishop f5 would be to play g6, bishop f5. So maybe you should test magical intuition with that line, g6, bishop f5. It used to be very, very popular for black. But then people stopped playing it. All right, so let's do it. G6. So the idea is pretty simple, yeah, because you know white is gonna attack here most likely. So g6 and playing bishop g7. The idea is that black is not playing on the queen side anymore, but he wants to stop the attack and sort of counter in the center. I mean, the idea deserves. This plan is pretty viable also. Especially with the bishop on g7, sometimes play f6, e5 if possible. Alright, I'm gonna get some snack in the meantime, okay? Didn't have much. That's my dinner. Yeah, I moved the Simul to today because tomorrow I want to get the h4, very interesting. Tomorrow I want to get some rest day before the big plane thing on Monday. Otherwise, probably people like to have it on Sunday more, yeah, because Saturdays is like the weekend for the family and everything. Actually makes sense. Yeah, sometimes in a structure like this, when white plays queen b3, you can even play queen d6. Because without these bishops, this double pawn is extremely annoying. White cannot really win it. And the endgame is pretty good for black always, especially in this structure. Because now these pawns, they're kind of funny. Because knight gets the square. If you want to get rid of the square by playing f3, then this pawn is backward. Okay. So structurally, this is a very tricky position. I guess a demonstration is in order. Do you like the Dortmund tournaments? Yeah, I like Dortmund events. Those are fun. Yeah, but I'm probably not gonna play again. I like the organizer very much. He's great, very friendly man. Very friendly man. The main event in the Dortmund was though the Kramnik's no castling thing. Okay. And everybody else was playing in the open tournaments. No castling thing is like really good because, you know, it's not rated, it's just fun chess, and it's cool. Alright, rook g8. I'm okay with my king being stuck in the center. Because this pawn chain seems to be very, very strong. Queen a6 was also very interesting to stop the castling, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this looked actually pretty interesting. So definitely knight goes to e4, and then the question is, do you want to trade the bishop or not? Because, you know, this bishop is still pretty strong. So ideally, black really wants to trade this bishop now, especially with the pawn on h4, yeah, because g3 will be kind of weak. So I'm probably gonna look for ways to trade this guy then. Also, a lot of the times black can even castle queenside here because the attack here is very hard to pull off for white. Very hard. So the question is how to evaluate this position. I don't know, I think it's pretty roughly equal maybe. Can you play knight h4 and f4 just to close this bishop? That's also a possibility, for sure. That is also a possibility. One thing you should not do is take this queen, because if he gets this pawn chain with the pawn on b4, and then knight goes to c5 or b5 break, black is just much worse, yeah? So hopefully everybody remembers that structure. Mr. Nefedov, welcome back. Alright, so 94, bishop b5. Mr. Nefedov. Yeah, let's remember the category 2 and 3 and category 1 chess tournaments where everybody played this line, yeah? And of course the famous Rajabov played it. So Raja made this line what it is, yeah. So queen e2. Pretty sure it's f4. d4. Okay, take. All right. Does it ever get boring to play so much chess in repetitive situations? What do you mean repetitive? You know, despite the people playing so many games, there haven't been a single repetitive game, I think. If you can find a single repetitive game among the top grandmasters, especially classical games, maybe you can find something, but... Alright. Mr. Nefedov, I don't know this line well, but isn't there some trick here? Trying to remember. Knight c6 is a6, yeah? Bishop a4, bishop d7. And you just grab stuff. Okay, so bishop c4, yeah. Bishop c4 is standard. Bishop g5 is also pretty standard. Yes, and I always play this line, and it's considered to be a little bit better for white, but maybe nothing special. All right, f5. Chess is very rich. Yes, chess is very rich, and also chess is about a lot of things. For people who love to prepare, this is science, yeah. They like study openings with the computers very hard. For players like me, it's more like enjoying the geometrical motifs and trying to find the hidden stuff in the game. All right, but now I can take it, yeah, because if you take with a pawn, I can play a5, but if you take with the knight, now this diamond pawn structure is very, very good for black. The diamond pawn structure is always pretty good. Right, b6. And you all know how I love playing endgames, right? Endgames is my love. So next we're gonna remove this bishop by trade. You can probably maneuver the knight also to f7 and then to take on d6 with the knight, but I don't know, I'm kind of wondering if this knight is okay on c6 still, because if I play f4 later, then maybe that guys will be cool. Alright, so c3, connect the pawns. How do you rank Kramnik? The legendary Kramnik? What do you mean, how do you rank Kramnik? In what sense do you rank him? Compared to all the world's best, compared to the world's top right now, compared to, I don't know. It's very hard. Give me more information. All right, do we have more games? No, we have just these games. Okay. So let's fix this pawn. Well, if you want to take, I'll be more than happy. So let's play like this. Bishop d6. Yes, you threaten to take this. Yes, a knight f7 somewhere they played. I don't remember where they played it exactly. Alright, let's castle first. Grab. Compared to the all-time best players, Kramnik is right there. He is a legend, man. He's still, even now, he's playing at the very, very strong level. Even now. He started playing a lot of Title Tuesdays to raise his blitz skills. Also great. Pretty much playing every Title Tuesday. He's also playing these rapid events. But in his prime, of course, he was the monster, yeah? He was utilizing psychology, he was utilizing great strategy. He was the best, for sure. I mean, it's not for nothing Gary lost to him in the match, yeah? Alright, Manish, you still play very fast, man. And you're blundering stuff. Thank you, Mr. Karpovian Move, for subscribing with Prime. Has problems with the mouse, which is not really chess required skill, is it? The guy won so many OTB chess events. He's an ex-world champion OTB. This online phenomenon is much different from OTB chess. Okay. I mean, I have problems with the mouse too, yeah? I mean, I just can't pre-move. And actually stopped wanting to pre-move because I think it's just absolutely terrible. Alright, so here. What is this position? So can I play the same? Can I play the same way? Or it's no good? I'm just curious. Probably I cannot, yeah. Yeah, probably I can't, yeah. Here, there. Here. I play this, I play this. Yeah, okay. It's not something, yeah, that I wanted to play. It's kind of crazy position too. Isn't this all theory? It should be like, it sounds like all theory. Just cannot remember it. Okay, F1. Yeah. Do you see that pass pawn? Can I challenge again? Mr. Manish Kumar, yes, you can challenge again. Alright, so if I grab. But please spend more time, okay? Please spend more time. So, can I play this? Then you go here, take. Rook e8. And you grab the exchange. I don't actually like it. I do not like this. Play e3. That pawn is getting too far. Yeah, I would say black's fine, yeah. Black's completely fine. Can I trade the queens maybe? Because your queen e6 is very, very strong. It's like perfectly placed queen. I really don't like it there. Alright. You got it. Okay, no more challenges. Great. Yeah, take time. Absolutely. Is my mic turned off? Yes, it was turned off. I want to finish my sandwich. Yes, I was wondering why queen c4 is not being played. Usually I play knight c4 in that position. Yeah, in this game, instead of queen c4, usually I play knight c4 here, and it's a minuscule advantage, almost nothing. And I was wondering why queen c4 is good, but now I spent a minute thinking about it. Now I understand why it's not good. It's not an obvious solution, but okay. And then I get a much worse version. So I'm not very happy about that for sure. I should still be able to equalize, yeah. I should still be able to equalize. So knight d2. All right. I'm curious how many people are watching here actually. Like everybody is real quiet. And we have 50 people in the channel and everybody is very silent. Yeah, so knight d2 is one of the main moves in this position, which I actually stole from, not stole, okay, but I saw some games and I saw that knight d2 is very, very popular now. Hi, Mr. Muswell Hill Chess. Yeah, these bullet brawls are absolutely crazy events. Crazy events. I'm not gonna play them. I'm gonna play very, very few of them because first of all, it gives me a huge headache, and second of all, it's getting flagged in a completely winning position. It's still not a lot of fun. Yeah. It's an honor to speak. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate the gesture. Yeah, I'm playing Simul versus my subscribers. Expected more people, but apparently Saturday nights, yeah. I should give them a break. They have some weekend plans. Yeah. Usually I have the Simul on Sundays. That makes more sense, yeah, because Sundays, like right before Monday, people are, getting ready to call some work, but also playing some chess, it's also cool, yeah. Saturdays probably was not a good decision, but okay, I didn't have much choice because Mondays are playing, and I have no idea what to play on Monday. Last play-in, I was very, very lucky. I finished in the top 8, but then I lost this ridiculous match to Aronian, and I got kicked into the Division 2, which is still pretty good. But I feel like, I'm not gonna get another chance to get into Division 1. So that's why I was a little bit upset. Because Division 1 is where you get all the best players, like Nakamura, Carlsen, yeah, and Wesley So and others. Yeah, that's where the real money is. But getting there is very, very hard. Which is why the smart people, they try to, get there from the get-go, from the very first few tournaments. Yeah. I got into Division 3 a couple of times. Last time I was still very lucky to get in Division 2 for the first time. And that's already 4 tournaments, yeah. So, still not bad, yeah. Still not bad. Alright, so Magical Intuition. You should check some games with the top players on this line, okay? it's okay. You can check, you can look those games up, and then you can try to play some moves. And the important thing, you need to survive the opening, yeah, because last game you didn't survive the opening much. So this is a Simul way. The whole purpose of the Simul is, you know, to learn stuff, right? If you feel like you see the position, you don't know how to play, it's okay. You can look up some theory, you can check some moves, okay, and play some theoretical moves. It's fine. All right. Did you study the chess classic when you were younger? For sure. Deserves more than 50 views? It's okay, man. I'm not after views, yeah. I'm just streaming, trying to share my knowledge. If some people are ready to learn, they will learn. If they're not ready, then they will watch some bullets and, you know, have fun, which is also important, yeah. Having fun in life is also pretty important. Okay. Why don't you transition to female and become women's world champion? You know, and I thought here you come and you're being very respectful and, you know, you talk interesting things. And now you talk this, really? I'm so disappointed, man. I'm so disappointed. That doesn't even deserve a response. Did it help you much to improve by studying the classic, or was it just for fun? Studying classics was quite important. And it was also fun. I loved reading two biography books about Petrosian, Lasker, and you're reading a book basically like, you know, a novel, and then you also go through the games. They have nice selection of games, obviously, yeah. And it's nice because you combine a light lesson with great ideas, with the fantastic understanding of what that chess player was like as a person, yeah, and what he was going through. So, but Mr. Nefedov, why didn't you play Queen E8 instead of Queen D5? You know, Queen E8 here would be very, very strong because you take away the square from the knight, and then it has to go to G4, then you play F5. I cannot take on H6 because of Queen G6, yeah? Then you play F5, F4, and you just get much better version. Because right now, this doesn't look good, man. Because I managed to block your pawns on the weak squares. You don't have F5, knight protects the rook, rook goes to H5, rook hits this guy. Yeah. Now your position is not so great, man. But after Queen E8, it is sad how logical he made that sound. Yes, Mr. Brain Jace, exactly. Very sad. Very, very sad. And it also very sad, you know, especially because the women's situation in chess is just horrible. Yeah. Women's situation in chess is horrible because, first of all the prize money, they're double down compared to men's prizes. So what does it tell you? They consider women as a second sort of chess players. Of course, you know, not everybody is born to be Judith Polgar, but still, that's kind of not that great. Yeah. All right, knight c6, bishop g4 is coming. I actually should have played with the queen d2, yeah? Queen d2, queen f4, queen g3. But okay. It is fine. So, develop the bishop. How much time should a 2200 rated player take to study one game? It all depends on how much time you want to study and how much you feel useful. First of all, it's not like, you know, there is a strict rule. Yeah, there are guidelines, but then of course remember that chess is all about your individual approach. Every person plays chess differently. There are some similarities, you know, about some players, even the top players. But still, they're still a little bit stronger in some areas of the game more than in other areas of the game. Okay, so you know there should be a thing called intuition, which also should be very helpful. Like you must feel like where's the area which is lacking, like where you need to improve. Yeah, and the games that you're losing is actually the best games for that because your opponents exactly telling you what your weak spot is. Okay, so that's why I like chess also, because you know even if you lose the game you win. Okay, you win because you know how to improve. So it's incredible. You had 5 advertising, so couldn't hear Con, but can women join open tournaments to earn money? You couldn't decide between queen d5, queen c4. You didn't even consider queen e8 as a candidate move. Yes, I'm missing a photo. That's I didn't look at it also, but then of course, you know, when you start looking things like that, you understand, right? What you're missing. Okay, so rook g6, bishop g3 is nothing. Okay, I like rook g8. So knight h4. Okay. So when you ask questions like how much should a 2200 rated player take to study one game, it's as much as it takes you to feel you're learning something. All right. Maybe the special win prizes so on are harmful for women's chess. I think that any prizes are a good thing for women's chess, but there is always a fine line, yeah, somewhere. There's always a fine line somewhere. Okay, knight d4. Interesting. Very interesting. You managed to destroy my pawn structure, yeah? I do not want to play bishop e2, that's for sure. That is for sure. Alright, so c3. Yeah, I didn't even see knight d4. Damn. It's a good move, yeah? Because he just completely ruins my pawn structure. The only hope I have is that if this double pawn can join like this f4, f5, yeah? So let's see if we can do that. If we can do that, then double pawns is okay. Because if one of the pawns arrives on f5, ready to storm with f6, it's actually not that bad, because then you also get the g file for the attack. But if this pawn gets blocked on the f5 approach, it's not good. It's definitely not good then. And I fear that it's gonna get blocked at the approach, yeah? See, that's how it looks like to me right now. Yeah. Alright, so rook e1, knight d4, fantastic move. Yeah, this is, but I didn't have time to play h3, right? There was no time to play h3. So instead of bishop d3, actually, in the opening, h3 was... No, but okay, that's why in the opening you should take on d2 with the queen and play queen f4. And then bishop d3. I once played a game against Judith Polgar in Groningen, and I decided to play this Petrov, and we both played queen d2, queen f4, and I played queen d7, queen g4. That was pretty wild, pretty funny, but black was okay. And in the modern games, you can actually see the computer plays queen d7, like as one of the top lines. It was absolutely crazy. No, you're not prying, man. Yeah, coach in general is a good idea. But that's like in everything, yeah. That's like a tutor. You have a tutor who, helps you get better. But coaches, they cost money, yeah. You can improve without, paying a lot of bucks. That's for sure. Just takes longer, of course, but yeah, it's always the question. Do you want to improve really fast, or you want to take time? You want to learn it by yourself, because when you learn stuff by yourself, it's like an achievement, yeah, in some ways. When you're reading a book from Botvinnik, you don't need a coach. He has so much annotations. Yes, I actually did that. I went through Botvinnik, but I didn't like his annotations. When you're a kid, you get easily bored. You need something like... you cannot really study way too much, yeah, because if you study way too much, you're gonna get really bored, and you don't have that patience, okay? Chess teaches a lot of patience. You need to really sit down and really, sit for a good couple hours, to really focus. You need to focus to get all the benefits of studying. It's not so easy. Yeah. Were you better than Judith Polgar at your peak? She was a top 10 men's player, actually. In terms of was I better? I don't know. It's a tough question. It's a trick question too, because again, she was a top men's player. Our personal score, she actually killed me twice at the classical, at two classical games. She beat me 2-0 at the Argentina Buenos Aires event. My dad was so mad at that. He was like kicking my ass like every day, pretty much, because I lost to her 2-0. Personally, I didn't care that I lost 2-0. But yeah. But I did make it to the FIDE and candidates, right? So that was an easy thing to do. Getting to FIDE candidates. All right. Yeah, this looks like, black is surviving this, yeah? Even with that inaccuracy, you're still surviving this. Yeah, this rook on g5 is very strong. And then black has a pawn majority on the queen side, which also makes things very, very complicated. Yeah, so, okay, so first things first, the knight really has to go to e3. I don't think there is any alternative about that, because knight on the rim sucks. Yeah, so knight has to go to e3 and do his thing. Yeah. Judith never made it to the candidates. the men's candidates, not as far as I know. No, she tried. Yeah, she played in all those zonal. She played in the zonal events. Okay. But in Groningen, in that game, I think I got her. So that was PCA interzonal. I don't think she made it, and there were not that many interzonals after that for PCA. Yeah, Gary made a lot of tournaments for the rapid circuit where, you know. And of course, once he lost to Kramnik, the match, that was the end of the. That was pretty much the end of the PCA stuff. All right, so F4. Who's your favorite chess player from the past? Well, I'm a big fan of Petrosian and Lasker. Always been a big fan of those guys. Annotator. It's a big question, yeah. Annotator. So the past annotators are like today's streamers. Yeah. Yeah, but you know, when I came, I was already late. Yeah. When I came, there were informants, and the annotations were in symbols. So the annotations in words, they stopped. Yeah. There was this incredibly famous Bronstein book. Everybody was like saying, like, students, you all have to study this book with Bronstein's annotations. The candidates of Zurich or something. Mr. Magical Intuition, you should know that this move would feel wrong. Yeah. So you should play Queen D7, connect, and focus on blockading the square. See, you play this move really fast, but have you checked this move from me where I attack the mate and I attack the bishop at the same time? I mean, one thing, you know, Magical Intuition, you have to really, you know, the thing about, you know, the level of play that you're playing at, what you have to learn right now is you have to learn to anticipate your opponent moves first, okay? You have to ask yourself a question: what does my opponent want? What does he want? What is his threats? What can he do to me? Queen d7, then g6. What do you mean Queen d7, e6? What e6? You take on e6 with the bishop. Yes, Zurich International Chess Tournament 53, but I thought there was also candidates from Bronstein. But you're right. Yeah, okay, I got it wrong probably. It's just, it was incredible strong tournament or something. Yeah, so, you know, when I was a kid, I heard that phrase like a million times, like, yeah, you guys, you youngsters, you need to read this. This is extremely important book. I never read it, you know. I never read it because I had this thing, you know, whenever somebody tells me something like and tries to force it on me, I just shut down. Yeah, I am not gonna do it. And my coach, you know, who was Vladimir Grigorьevich Zak, he trains Spassky and Korchnoi, and he never told me to study this book. Yeah, he was very easygoing. He used psychology. You know, if he saw that the kid is not likely, you know, to do something, he would not tell anybody, any of his students to do it. You know, he would not force anybody. He would encourage self study. He would encourage, you know, group games where people would go over the games together. But Mr. Nefedov, why not King d7, King e6? How are you going to? Okay, I see how you're going to protect this pawn. But then, okay. Yeah, but isn't the king on e6 better to protect stuff? Because now your king has to spend like gazillion moves, yeah, to get somewhere. So my plan was to play g4 here. And the big question is, can you stop my nefarious plans? Yeah. Nefarious. You hallucinated. Okay. If you read that book, maybe you had been the world champ. Okay, might as well heal chess. Now you're trolling, man. What's your favorite chess book that taught you the most? That was Kotov, for sure. Kotov taught me how to calculate, okay? And he gave me confidence that anybody can learn chess and reach the grandmaster level. Anybody. That was Kotov. Because he developed this calculation system of just looking for the candidate moves. And based on this system alone, he went from category first player to the grandmaster in a span of a couple of years. I mean, that was quite a feat, okay? Especially the candidate moves that you can, that will help you save your position, okay? Eric Hansen thinks everyone can be national master, but not GM. Well, Eric Hansen, of course, is absolutely entitled to his grandmaster opinion. I think that anybody can become a GM, pretty much, provided you put in the hours and hours of work needed, and you get access to the tournaments to, you know, to show that work, you know. Do you know Sambo? Do I look like I do a lot of sports? No. I am nowhere near. I'm a big fan of Street Fighter game. I'm actually a huge fan. You know, punch those buttons and all these guys, they do all those crazy moves, yeah? I like that. Okay. Some people can't calculate by their genetics. Oh, come on, man. Excuses. Excuses. I mean, I'll show you this thing, okay? It should pretty much teach you that anything is possible in chess. There was this picture of this guy. This guy, I actually played this kid. He reaches IM title, okay? Just perfect inspiration. 25-year-old. I played him in tournament in Poland. It was open tournament, which went as a disaster for me, but I played the game versus this guy. That was 2016. That was 8 years ago. Okay, he was 17. Yeah, if this guy can become an IM, okay? He's playing chess like this. Poor guy. But he was playing really well. At some point, he actually, yeah, I felt like he was better. Okay, h5. You know, missing if I'm just gonna play h3 here. Just protect this pawn. Might be not the best move, but I like it. Well, you said some people cannot calculate by their genetics. Okay? Now you talk about mental disorder. Okay, they're different things, yeah? Genetics and mental disorder are two different things. You know, when you talk about genetics, it gives me this image like some people don't have this genetics where they look good or they have this, you know, nice trained body or something, okay? So I would say that, you know, genetics doesn't matter. But when you talk about mental inability, then of course, yeah, it's a completely different thing, okay? Of course it makes things way more difficult, for sure. All right, some people just low IQ. Well, again, some people you know, they can look at the glass which is half empty and they can always say, oh my god, it's half empty, man, what am I gonna do? Yeah. Or you can be a person that says, hey, it's half full, we're almost there. All right, it's again, as you said, it's about your mental attitude. If you think like you're gonna suck and you're not gonna do well, yeah, usually that's exactly what happens, yeah, because you said it, yeah. And your brain recognizes those commands, and if you tell your brain consistently that you suck, your brain is gonna say, okay, yes sir, I concur, we suck. Do you have any advice for you to improve your strategy and positional play? Absolutely. Yeah, that's the part where you have to do calculation, and that's the part where you have to get those books on, you know, which teach you strategy. Like Gelfand's book is very good. I heard, I haven't looked at it, but knowing Gelfand's, it should be an awesome book. And there are a lot of, you know, books about positional maneuvering, but again, all that stuff, you know, positional maneuvering, it can be learned because it's all about patterns. So all you have to do is, you know, go through the games by the top players and see how they play in these complicated looking positions, which are really pattern recognition stuff. Okay, so that's all you have to do. You already read Gelfand book. Okay, there are plenty more other books like that. Okay, and again, maneuvering, positional, there is concrete stuff. Yeah, there are concrete pawn structures, and treat every game as the training exercise in, you know, in this maneuvering. Just treat every game. Whenever you get close position, just say, all right, excellent, close position. I'm gonna practice my awesome middle game skills. You know, that attitude I learned from Ponomaryov, yeah? Yeah, he was like, oh, endgame, excellent. Or he says like, okay, oh, double pawns, or this pawn, oh, nice structure, and then he's always like so happy. Even though pawn is famous for putting his king on the wrong side in that endgame. Okay, well, pawn is famous for a lot of things. The most thing pawn is famous for is that, you know, he does not resign in lost positions. And that is a good thing. He actually been known to save a lot of positions like that. I've been known to save a lot of positions also. So I completely agree with that attitude. You should not resign, you should just play on and force your opponent to demonstrate a win. Yeah. This is the position where if black had bishop on f6 and king on e6, it would be a draw, okay? And that's why you have to calculate, especially in the end game. All right, now my turn to calculate. How do you capture, rook or knight? Yeah, both seem okay. If you capture with a knight, black has rook h4, rook g4, which is also not a big problem, but I think rook d5 makes more sense because knight can go to f5, protected by the pawn. Also rook hits more guys, so that makes more sense to me. But this could be wrong. It could be wrong. We'll see. Yeah, now that I'm looking at it, I think knight d5 was just a little bit simpler, you know? And also rook f2, actually, with the idea of playing rook g2, protecting the pawn, and then bringing the knight. But then I would get very, very passive. And he would bring the king, the bishop, and then even pawn down, he has the file, my rook very passive. Nah, I agree. Yeah. How do you recommend to play against d4 as black? I have no idea. Depends on what kind of games you like. Your Lee Chess accounts. I don't want to go into Lee Chess. I just played on Lee Chess tournament today. There was some private event. You know, I play okay against grandmasters, title players, and then some bloody national master or candidate master and untitled player. They just proceed to play first line moves and kick my ass. And after seeing enough of this nonsense, you know, I just quit the tournament. Yeah, I just keep forgetting how many cheaters they have on Lee Chess. Just amazing. Amazing number. Not as many, you know, on chess.com, I'm very happy because, you know, not as many cheaters. I haven't seen as many cheaters on chess.com, to be absolutely honest. Adblock doesn't work on Twitch, you're mad. Yeah. Well, can't have everything in life, mate. Oh. Alright, yep, exactly. Bishop goes to a4 and the bishop is protected by this pawn. And suddenly I'm not very happy about my position. Suddenly I'm not happy about my position. Because bishop f4, then e3, and then how do I stop this bloody pawn? I have no idea. I guess it's rook c5 time, yeah? I guess sometimes you have to look for a way out, you have to look for tactics. Because that's the only thing that can save you sometimes. Damn, I had an advantage, so what happened? So this rook d5 was terrible, yeah? But if rook d5 is terrible, then what should I have done? Knight d5, rook h4, knight e3, bishop c7 anyway. That's a problem. So you know, maybe black is okay actually then, yeah? Yeah, I thought that was very, very accurate, but nope. So how I should have played then? I should have just taken on h5, then rook h7, take on g5, take on g5, knight d5, rook h5, rook f2. Then he played g4. I'm still unclear, yeah? That bishop is so strong on d8, my god. My god, that bishop is so bloody strong. Oof. 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 Yep. I think black is fine. Alright, Magical Intuition, thank you for the games. Right. Subscribe for ad-free viewing. Thank you, Mr. Turamao. Mr. Moose Well-Heeled Chess, you have to chill out a little bit, okay? You're monopolizing the channel, man. Okay, I disagree. I disagree with that. That came with practice and years of experience. I don't know, you must be very young to say all these things that you're saying. Okay. Here, there. Yeah. Damn. Major Peter Balk was training with a party of 2. Thank you very much. Art Vega, do you know any good chess books in the public domain? I don't know. Sorry. But Kotov's book is like ancient, should be in the public domain, man. It's still pretty good. You know, in the old days, they had those humongous books, like 1,000 pages for calculation skills. Tactics, calculation, yeah. Thousands of pages. I remember when I was a kid, I had this very old ancient book, 1,000 pages thick. It was full of chess positions for calculation. I kid you not. Yeah, that was pretty mind-blowing stuff. That didn't work. I'll let him know you call him ancient. What? Giant Raid, thank you. Who do I call ancient? Thank you, Brickskid, for gifting tier 1 sub to the community. Yep, King D7, correct. Yep, and now, amazingly enough, I have problems, yeah. Amazingly enough, I have problems. I don't even know how to solve these problems. Damn. Man. I need to try to make a draw here, because I'm definitely not better. I am not better at all. Wow, okay, so this e-pawn and rook and bishop is just so bloody strong, yeah? So taking this d5 pawn, was nothing. Wow. Strong. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I need to set up blockade, but with my rook on c5, I cannot set up a blockade probably. The e5 square is taken. I can get rook to the e file. My god. Advantage black, yeah. Went after this d5 pawn. So this is what happens when you play g4 and you give this bishop a diagonal on a square, yeah. Man, it's crazy. It's very crazy. Yeah, knight d5 should have been played, because if you play knight d5, the bishop at least does not come into the game like this. Maybe just play king d2, rook g4, king e3, yeah, and white is a little bit better maybe. Yeah, okay. All right, Mr. Nefedov, very good game, I guess. Yeah, very good game, because wow, what a position, yeah. All right, I gotta play this probably. I don't have anything else. I mean, I can play knight d5 and go for knight takes f4 or something, but those two pawns and your rook on the h file, they look like you're gonna winning rook endgame for black, I think. Or maybe not, I don't know. Maybe not winning for black. Who knows? Yeah. Okay. All right. Take the b pawn. Take the b5 pawn. What the fuck? Wow. That's a pretty strong language for just taking one pawn, man. Now, if there was a chance to make a one move mate, then yeah, that exclamation could be, you know, forgiven. But you know, like for taking a pawn, dude, I own the club named Pawn Grabber. So if I didn't grab this pawn, there must be a very good reason, okay? I mean, my club is literally called the Pawn Grabbers Club, okay? Like, where the hell is it anyway? See? Karakamskis, Pawn Grabbers, fans. That's my club. We specialize in pawn grabbing. And then you tell me like, what the fuck? Okay. Indeed, what the fuck, man? Indeed. You guys are just so funny sometimes, yeah. Too funny. Yep. I guess Mr. Nefedov is feeling the blood. It's like Spassky sometimes, yeah? It's like he smells a win. It's like a shark, yeah? You smell the blood. Like, argh. Okay. Yeah, okay. I think the rook endgame is actually draw. So that's fine. Are you still studying chess every day? My god. I never studied chess every day. The only time I studied chess every day, I forced myself to study chess every day. And it was also for a brief period of time. It was when I playing the candidates. Candidates, because I had no choice, because there were 2 grandmasters living with us. So it was studying every day since morning until evening for 1.5 years. It was crazy experience. Absolutely crazy experience. Alright, so we need to get this bishop, yeah? Probably knight d5 is correct way of taking this bishop. And then we make a draw. Yeah, I need to grab the bishop and go to the rook endgame, because I don't see how he wins this rook endgame. Even with these 2 pawns like really that far advanced, I don't see win. Yeah, dude, I was, studying chess or picking up chess was not actually my choice. It was my father's choice. First, he wanted to make me some grand super musician. Second, he wanted to make me a boxer until he realized I'm nearsighted. Then he wanted to make me a musician until his huge plans they came crashing down when the Soviet Union musical school told him they're not gonna let me into advanced class. Despite however hard my father wants to make me a superstar. See, my father always thought of him as a great man, and since he couldn't achieve greatness himself, he wanted to achieve this via me. Yeah, so that's a huge danger actually by the parents, because a lot of parents do this mistake, yeah, with their kids. They think that they're gonna live their life through their kids and achieve all those things they ever wanted. But the kids, they have their own lives. They have to have their own choices. Yeah. So I didn't want to pick up chess, but since he forced me, okay, I studied it. I actually was going nowhere with chess until I was 18, and I realized that as soon as I got what he wanted from me from chess, then I would be free. Yeah. So I actually started studying a little bit, and I started not worrying, but improving my results. Pretty much. And that's where things got going a little bit. I got a little bit of a freedom. He realized, he gave me a little freedom, and I started working on chess and getting those results he wanted. Okay? I never cared about winning any tournament, pretty much. I won the World Cup. That was different because I was playing by myself. Alright, but I'm curious about this position. So h5, yeah? Oh my god, it's only 0.6. Damn, it's not actually that much. Yeah, that's what I was saying. This position is very tricky. I thought after knight g6 I'm much better. But... yeah, okay, so king d7, king d6 is the same thing, right? Pretty much. Except that you don't give me this chance. Okay, the bloody computer speaks. I played g4 way too early. Way too early. Bring the king first. Then play g4, then take this pawn, because once you do those checks, I'll have rook f2, and the king is right here. Wow, okay. So... guys, you see this? This is king d2. It looks logical. I wanted to play this move, but I couldn't understand why g4 didn't work. But g4, and after h5, everything works for him, very fast. b5 is a very interesting move. Yeah, I thought this move was not great, but after this, and you see, my king is too far. King is too far. Knight d5, rook h4, king d2. That's what I was talking about. That's what I realized I should have played this, but I think black is fine here also. Just rook g2. Or rook g2, rook f2. Okay. Yeah, but still, this position is very, very tricky. Yeah, a5. Okay. Advantage, but tricky stuff. Because bishop is very, very strong. And to make a draw with black, you just need to trade down to position minus a pawn. Where is the theoretical draw? Wait, is this a draw? Really? How is this a draw? Wait, 92? This is not a draw. Oh my god, it could be a draw. Wow. No, it's not a draw, it's a win. Because knight b5 check, yeah? So it's not a draw. Yeah, so black has to be very careful here. Yeah, I like this check. g4. Rook f8, b4 or a4. Yeah, probably just trade everything, correct. Okay, 1. Yeah, that's what you have to do pretty much. But this is lost. Alright, so yeah, because in the game I played rook d5 and after bishop c7 you see it's already equal. At least, yeah? Yeah, I have to take it and it's a draw. Alright, good job, Mr. Nefedov. Very good job. Yeah. Being nearsighted doesn't doom a boxing career, Mr. James Henderson. Okay. All right, we got more people joining the channel. All right. Do you have a good memory, like when you see a chess game? Well, the memory is kind of funny, right? There's different sorts of memories, yeah? I think I have pretty good memory on patterns. I have a terrible overall memory, but on patterns I have pretty good memory. And I have a terrible memory on faces, yeah? But again, patterns is different. I barely remember any of my own games. I was so shocked when during the French team championship, we had this dinner before the first round. There was a team dinner. And, Vasily, Ivanchuk, me were sitting next to each other at the table, and there was also some other guys, and they were discussing some lines, and then suddenly Vasily says, yes, but don't you remember we played this game? And I said, we did? Because I remember absolutely nothing. He said, yeah, we played the game in this line. You don't remember? And I said, I couldn't remember it. That was crazy. Yeah. All right. Well, that was the Simul for today. So you guys saw me play this bullet thing, and we had the Simul with 2 guys. Tomorrow I need a break. After tomorrow we have play-in. So you guys are gonna see me on Tuesday, because play-in takes only 1 day, and the knockouts they start like a month later. So you guys are gonna see me on Tuesday, okay? Probably on Wednesday also. So Tuesday, Wednesday, and then the usual. Maybe Friday we'll do some arena finally. But I have to start actually writing the book. My plan was after this play-in and after the title Tuesday, I will get back to finally writing my volume 3 of my games and finally finishing it this month, hopefully. If I finish this book, I'll be happy, my publisher will be happy, everybody will be happy, I think, right? And and even you guys might be a little bit happy. I don't know, maybe not. All right. Okay, Mr. Nefedov, you're welcome for the game. Is everything okay? You're not talking today much. I hope everything is okay with you, man. All right, guys. Then I'll see you on Tuesday, okay? All right. Thank you for coming. Let's go raid somebody. Why don't we go and raid somebody? It's been a while, man. Who we gonna raid? Oh my god. Boyfriend reveal on chess channel. Jesus. Okay. My god, don't... Okay. If you said something like new opening reveal, okay, that will be more interesting. Intense Blitz stream. No. US Junior Senior Championship. Let's go and raid this St. Louis Chess Club. It's one of the best clubs, chess clubs in the world still. One of the best. I cannot say the best because I belong to my French club now. All right. And we're ready to rock and roll. And off we go, and I'll see you guys on Tuesday.
Yeah, now the pawns are just going after you, and it's unclear to see what white is going to be doing here. Right. So, like, your goal is just to be stopping them. That's the whole job. Right. You're not getting a passer on the queen side.
Там какой-то юниорский чемпионат сейчас. Сейчас, секундочку, я закончу стрим.